Live and up close and personal. I had to find a spot, you guys, to be able to talk to you this evening. Um, Lot going on in LA with family, spending some good time, lots of noise, lots of togetherness, and so while it's kind of quiet and everybody's kind of watching a movie or whatever they're doing, I thought I'd sneak by and just say hello, let you know I'm good. It's a lot of relaxation out this way. Gonna be going to Disneyland, and that's gonna be something tomorrow. But other than that, I'm good. I'm all good. I had stopped by yesterday to talk briefly about the airplanes, being on an airplane, being in the air, dealing with people that you are flying with that is just all bad, all bad. Sitting in the middle, you on one end, the other person over here, and you got somebody in the middle that's a hot mess the whole flight. If they're not burping or got to get up or reaching over you or dropping stuff, snoring, coughing, hacking, whatever, it's a mess. And then lo and behold, if you got somebody kind of swole in the middle and then you can't really move to the right, to the left, you can't do no kind of moving at all because you're kind of smashed in. And I just think it should be a rule about who sits in the middle because that could be rough the whole time. But anyway, yeah, that was quite interesting. And then the airport itself nowadays, it's a mess. If the flights aren't delayed, you got long waits. You got a delay of a flight. You got to get on the next flight. You miss a flight. Um, you got overcrowded airplanes. They're not mandating masks on there. People are just sitting. You got some with masks on, some not. You got kids. You got some with kids that holler and scream and cry the whole trip. You got some who just start acting up because the airplane thing is hard for most adults to deal with, let alone kids. So anyway, just wanted to finish and throw that out there, and just to remind you guys that no matter what you're going through, no matter what's going on, no matter how much sleep you lose, because trust me, I ain't been sleeping. Past couple of days, I've been up. Um, just it's always just something to do. Just is not try to get the rest in, but I haven't really been getting straight through um night sleep. But there's a lot going on, a lot churning in my head, a lot of things dealing with, and this too shall pass. So I just wanted to remind you that things do get better. Things get better, situations get better, circumstances get better, where you're doing your videos get better. All that, you just have to be patient, and you have to try to look at and identify the positive things, try to focus more on that, because I could tell you, sometimes you end up thinking people are one way, and this is talking about people now. People are one way, and then come to find out they're a whole different other hot mess, okay? And if not a hot mess, they surprise you with doing things that you just didn't expect. Or they surprise you by 1 minute being one way and you're thinking they're one way, and then all of a sudden it's a whole different scenario. They change up on you. And it's hurtful, it's hurtful. And another thing I wanted to touch on, we have to remember to be mindful with how we speak to one another. No matter how upset you are in your relationships, no matter how mad, no matter how much of a strain things seem to be or disconnect. You have to watch your tone and how you speak to one another because some have a very strong, domineering personality and they can come off kind of rude and prude sometime, and it causes a domino effect with the next person because you're like, oh, wait, hold up. You don't need to talk to me like that. You hear their blood rushing going up, blood pressure going up. You hear the bass in their voice. You hear sometimes it's a choice of words too. You know, um, just how a person will be real dominant in how they come across to you, like you're beneath them, or like you're the child and they're the adult, and they talk in this way of, did you hear what I just said? you know, or, just be quiet. I'm talking. Let me say what I gotta say. I mean, they just come off in a way that can be totally, totally disrespectful. So you have to be very mindful and watchful of that, and just always, keep that in mind. And if you are dealing with something where you, at one moment, think you have something, and at the blink of an eye you find out that you really didn't, or you don't. Life goes on, and we definitely don't want to lose anything of value or someone that we really care about. But at the end of the day, you have to do what's best for yourself. And it takes two, like I've mentioned before, it takes two to go down that road. And if you see that it's not bouncing like that, it's not dancing like that, the tune is different, you know, the approach, the respect, all that is different, then it's like, wow. Hey, now, I'm from the Bay Area. I'm from California, actually. And where you from? um, so, yeah, you start to, if you start to feel as though, you know, you're giving a whole lot of yourself and you're not getting that back, then definitely you have to do something different. And it can be a difficult time for people. Mississippi, okay. La Terrence. Am I pronouncing that right? I hope so. Welcome from Mississippi. Glad to have you. Glad to have you. Um, yeah, and when you're involved like that and you start having these different ways of communicating with one another, you know what I'm saying? You have this disrespectful way and bossy way that you come off to one another. It's bull crap. Bull crap. You know what I'm saying? And Terrence, do I like younger guys? I don't trip on age, to tell you the truth. Age ain't nothing but a number. It depends on how young you're talking. But I don't get caught up in the age thing. It's about maturity. It's about the vibe, the connection. Of course, you don't want to get involved with someone that's 2, 3 decades younger or older than you, but to be a little older or younger, I don't feel that that's an issue as long as you two vibe and you are mature enough to deal with each other. um I don't see nothing wrong with age differences. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. All good. So back to what I was saying. Excuse me, you guys. I'm sitting in a little tight area right now. I don't have the camera totally focused on me, totally, because of the way I have it arranged. But anyway, I'm here. I'm all here. This is me, but I'm in a little tight. But anyway, yeah, this too shall get better, you guys. Whatever it is you're dealing with, whoever it is you're dealing with, a lot of times we don't like to waste time. When you're somebody that's about it and you're trying to do things, you're trying to have things, that's in a relationship and outside of a relationship. You don't have time or want to waste your time And, you don't want to sit up there and put a whole lot of stock in something that you really feel ain't going nowhere. It's just not. And you're wasting all this time doing this, that, and it becomes a headache. So, when you get to that page and that stage in your life where it's all about the come up and pushing up, and you want to have those people in your circle that's on the same page, then that's what it's about. So when you go through this mode of disconnect, disrespect, and you both got to go separate ways, you feel as though you've wasted a lot of time. You wasted a lot of time, and then you don't really want to put that energy into something new or a new direction right away because you're just mentally and physically exhausted by the whole scenario. But I know a lot of people, it's a domino effect with, back to, how people talk to you, their tone, their deliverance, they're undermining you as a person. It's as if they don't have any respect for you. It's all about what they have to say and how they want to say it. Bossy temperament. That's what I want to get at. The bossy temperament. And, it's a shame because some people accept that. They accept that. And, just to kind of keep the peace, just to kind of stay in the realm of having someone, they accept the talking to me any kind of way. Oh, they just tripping. I'm just going to go on over here and just be cool, and we'll talk when things calm down. And they be then talk to them in a way that is never respectable. But I think the best thing is to let a person know right on, head on, look, you can't talk to me like that. You cannot come at me like that. And if you are, we just not going to talk, or I'm just not going to deal with the situation, because respect begets respect. If you want to be respected, you have to give respect. You see? So, I try to live by, I'm going to try my best. I'm not perfect, but I try my best to treat people in the way that I want and need to be treated. So when you're going through a situation where things are raggedy, it's shifted from a positive to a negative, and you feel like this is it, this is all. Why am I going through this? What's going on? You gotta keep in the forefront of your mind that this situation and this bleak period and these trials will pass. They will pass. Now, sometimes you have to lift up out of what you're dealing with to get past it, because things are not going to change with the person or situation that you are in. So sometimes you have to make adjustments in your life that's good for you, and sometimes those who depend on you as well, and just move up out of it. Just be gone from it, because it's not going to do anything but suck the life out of you in the end. Just literally suck the life out of you. And before you know it, you looking like a prune, you looking old, you looking shriveled, you looking stressed, you looking depressed. You know those people you run into sometime you haven't seen in a long time. And they look just really like they've been through a lot. And you don't know if they're sick or they're just had a bad course in life. But it starts to wear on you, it starts to tear on you. Stress is a killer. It's the number one killer. It will kill you. And so you have got to, of course, you go through phases and things shall pass and they do get better. But if you're going through an unnecessary stage of twirling with something or a situation with someone, sometimes you have to do what's best for you. You have to do what's best for you. One of the things I think some struggle with, and as a grown, mature person, you may have too, is the fact that, you invest so much in someone or a situation, and you end up just allowing certain things to fly off, bounce off the wall, fly off the table, it'll get better, things like that. And then you move forward and find out that it gets a lot worse before it gets better. And people just keep themselves in that mud and rut because it's like, well, I didn't invest in all that and this and that. And they and sometimes are very hopeful that things will change. Oh, it'll get better, they just need to mature. I know one person I know that was dating a much younger young lady, and would say often that, oh, maybe in about 10 years, 15 years, they'll get it together. They just going through a little young period of time. So you're gonna waste 10, 15 years out of your life waiting around for them to get it together? Hmm. Mm-mm. I'm getting a headache even thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? And you have to start taking charge for what's good for you. But remember, whatever it is you're dealing with, whoever it is you're dealing with, if that energy is dark, if those challenges are deep, you do not have to continue on the path of dealing with it. You don't have to if it's not conducive and righteous for you, right? Because just think about it. Just think about it. The time that you waste dealing with something that you already know. Because you get those guts and you get that feeling, and you're hopeful that this will pass, but deep down inside that it's not going to get better. This person is not gonna change. I can't change them, and I just need to just figure this out. And while you're trying to figure it out, you lose sleep, you lose your health, you become stressed, you get sick, you do all this, that. And yeah, of course, this too shall pass. But at what cost will it if you stay in this particular situation? Maybe it should be you coming out of that situation and going through whatever you have to go through to heal and get yourself back right, and then that shall pass. Because once your heart is pierced, hurt, and you have to step out of something that, it's a loss. It's a mourning. It's a loss. You have lost someone that's dear to you in a lot of ways. I'm the only one in here. That's all right. You the only one. You the only one in here. That's all right. That's all right. And you may not be. You may think you are, but you may not be the only one here. But we just get on that page in that mode of just not accepting the fact that we will get through it. We will get past it. And we need to stop wasting time dealing with the energy of the it that's not good for us. Sometimes um, it's easier to let something just fall apart than to be the one to tear it or bring it apart. You see what I'm saying? So you don't want to be the one to say, well, this is it, I'm gone, bye, I've had enough. You just do certain things and pick, and hope that it'll just fall apart eventually, because both of you guys have disconnected. And another thing I want to bring up was a big turn off, and a lot of people do it sometimes, or some people do it sometimes, where you feel frustrated about being with somebody or a situation, and then you turn around and you let me close this because I got them coming in here while I'm doing the video. um so I'm sorry, you guys. So you got them sitting up there trying to make excuses and come up with a reason to have a fight with you, to cause this negative vibe between the both of you guys so that you can break up, or they can focus on whatever else they was trying to focus on for a minute and then later make up. That's not right. That's that's cold. Why pick a fight? Why sit up and try to cause some type of negative fog or vibe? You guys gotta excuse me if you hear some talking in the background. Like I said, I have my people. We having a family thing, and it's a lot going on. It's a lot of us together, and I just kind of tipped away right quick just to be able to touch bases with you grown folks. But anyway, yeah, so they'll just pick this way to cause a fight with you, to make you, to put you in a pissed off state, and then to be able to say, okay, peace, I'm out, I'm done with you. Knowing all along they wanted to do that, but they needed to have an excuse. They needed to have a reason to why. So the reason becomes you pissed them off behind something like this that you really didn't piss them off. They just was looking for a reason, and they let that one blow up. That's the worst. That's the worst. If you get to a point where you don't want to deal, let the person go before you blow up with trivial arguments. Let them go, let them heal, and let this pass for them. And I know that that's not easy for some, especially those who are opportunists, those who are trying to have the best of both worlds. They want you, but they want to do whatever else, and they just want this little piece and slice of you, but not all of you, and all that stuff like we've talked about before in previous videos. But at the end of the day, you have to be the one to take charge of that. You have to be the one to make decisions too, and identify things. You know when a person is picking a fight with you. You know when a person is poking at you, trying to stir you up, trying to rattle your cage, trying to, especially, it's a trip because when we were younger, remember when you're involved with somebody and you wanted to do something, maybe you wanted to go to a party, or you wanted to go out with the boys, or you wanted to go out with the girls, and so you would find something really trivial to just argue with your mate with, so it would justify you feeling good for going out and doing what you was going to do. You may not do nothing but just go out and have a nice time, but because you being mad at each other, it makes it a lot easier for you to have a nice time, because now you didn't piss them off, they didn't piss you off, and then in a couple of days maybe y'all talk about it and get through it. That's all bad. That's game plan. That's game plan. That's not cool. That's immature. That's non communication. That's disconnect. That's disrespect. That's all those things that cause you to say, you know, I know this will pass, but I'm sick of this. I need to get through this and heal, because this is doing nothing but literally just tearing me down, breaking me into pieces, making me feel smaller than I do. And especially if a person has all their heart, they got this all in it, and it's different when it's new, but if you all in it, and a person playing them kind of games with you, and all of a sudden, they come up with this bullcrap reason and argument, and not wanna, because they was trying to break it away anyway. They was trying to cut down spending time with you anyway. They was trying to get out of committing to you anyway. They was trying to get out of feeling bad because they were not being fair to you, or using you, or clapping with you, and that's it, and that's all. They felt all terrible about it, so they was looking for a reason to help them break that off. But I'm just here to tell you guys that too will pass. Any trials and tribulations you have, look, Terrence, you're so cute. Any trials or tribulations that you may have, be it in your relationships, in your life, in your job, whatever, your friendships, whatever, that season will pass. It will get better. However, if something is to the detriment of you, where it causes you darkness, it causes you pain, agony, stress, all of that up and down emotion. I got socials. Yes, I do. And it calls you up and down emotions, then you get to a point of wow, this is not cool. This is not cool. You know what I'm saying? I gotta let this go. This is gonna pass. I gotta get through this. I gotta get and people don't know you can sit up and be all into yourself, hurt, heal, and get through it, but the other person is gonna think and feel like, oh, they got something going on or they doing something. It's not about that. It's them loving themselves enough that they know that they deserve and need better and they find a way to get it. And it starts with the separation of the bull crap. Mm-hmm. That's right. This too shall pass, grown folks. So anyway, I have got to get back to the family. I just wanted to touch bases, and you guys join me sometime. I'm on Facebook under Donna Smith. I'm on Twitter under Miss Lady D111. I'm also on Instagram, Donna underscore Smith underscore AKA underscore Lady D, something like that. Instagram and you can find me a lot of other places. Google me. I have poetry and music out. Donna Smith, Lady D. Um, I'm always sprinkling you with some good conversation, grown folk talk, some poetry, things of that nature. And I love what I do. And I love connecting with each and every one of you. Thanks tonight for joining in. Just had to stop by. I'm going to try to get with you guys sometime tomorrow night when I get a minute. They going to wear me out in Disneyland. But I'm going to be all right. I'm going to have a little bit left. A little bit left. And I'm gonna get some sleep tonight because I'm looking tired. I look like last night I got a few hours. I just couldn't sleep. You know, it's a trip because when you're away from your bed, and the bed is cool where I'm at, whatever. But when you're away from your bed, it ain't the same. It ain't the same. I'm like, oh my God, I just want to get back to my bed. It's only been a night, this second night right here. But anyway, it's going to be all right. This too shall pass. You guys have a good night. It's been my pleasure. Lady D, aka Donna Smith. And as far as tomorrow's Grown Folk Live table talk show that I usually do on Sundays here on YouTube, live on Zoom as well. It will not be happening tomorrow night. I will be doing my show on Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. So please look, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell so you'll be notified when I am live. But I will be doing a little reaching out and touching to you guys before that, as I am now, just to say what's up and talk about some grown folk topics. Have a good Saturday night. See ya.